off. It is 1:01 East Coast time. My name is Steve Passanelli. As Ethan mentioned before, my colleague Ethan Butte, we're here at BombBomb, and we are so excited to be your hosts today for the Battle of the Real Estate Platforms. This is the second time that we've done a webinar like this, and the first webinar went so well that we said, you know what, we got to do it again, and we're going to take it to a different level and do something a little bit different, but keeping with the CRM roots here, and bring in the platforms. And a platform, I think, Ethan, you did a great job describing what a platform is. Do you want to do that again for everyone while we do the intro?
Sure. We had, when we ran the first one, the CRMs, we went with pure play CRMs, and a lot of folks were like, what about this company? What about that company? And so many of those add on additional features in addition to kind of CRM and contact management. It's lead generation, it's lead conversion, it's lead management, oftentimes website, sometimes paid opportunities to generate more traffic and those types of things as well. And so just a broader spectrum, more of an all-in-one platform to help you run your business more effectively.
And we're doing this webinar here today because BombBomb actually has relationships with each one of these platforms. So we're friendly with each platform, and we knew that we could get everyone together in a positive environment where you guys can truly see what system might be right for you. And that is our goal here for you on this webinar today. I want to kick this webinar off with a poll question. And you guys should be able to see the poll now, because I want to know which all-in-one solution are you most excited to learn about today. So take a quick minute here, a couple of seconds, and let us know, respond. You actually can choose a few different answers, because if you're interested in 2 or even 3, let's keep it to 3 for a maximum there.
Yeah.
Let us know each one. We have a simple format today. We're going to start off, we're not going to do a big introduction. We're going to get right into the questions. And we're going to start off with the questions. Everyone's going to get some questions. There's going to be some vendors that are only going to get some questions. And the exciting part about this is they don't know all of the questions they're going to get. They have an idea of some of them, but they don't know about them all. And that should be exciting for you guys here that are joining us on the webinar. Also, at the end of the 60-minute portion of the webinar, as Ethan mentioned, we're going to do quick 3-minute demos. And if you have any questions during the webinar, each vendor has someone on here as a moderator, and they're going to be able to respond to your answers on the fly as we go. So I think most of you guys voted. Well, actually, you have 55%. If you haven't voted yet, take just 10 seconds here and choose your vendor. Oh, now it's moving. All right, so keep on voting here. This is a great way for us to know who you're excited to hear about, and can actually change how we progress throughout this webinar by you guys actually taking time to vote. So I just want to do a fast introduction of everyone. We have Chime on the webinar here today with Matt Murphy. Say hello, Matt.
How's it going?
We have Chris Smith from Curyator.
What's going on, guys?
We have Scott, Lisa, did I pronounce that correctly, Scott?
Lisa, yeah, absolutely, that's correct, sir. Hello, everyone.
From Real Estate Webmasters, thank you, Scott. Ryan White from Sierra Interactive.
Hey, everybody.
And we have Gabe Cordova from Firepoint.
Hey, guys.
Great. So I'm going to end the poll here, and we are going to get into it. You guys should be able to see my screen here. Like we said, we want to start off fast. So I'm going to ask a tough question, or a tough 2-part question right off the bat. The first part of this question is, and let's start with Gabe here, since we ended up with Gabe. Gabe, what is your main strength of your product? There's one feature in your product set that would pay for the system by itself. What would that one standout feature be for Firepoint?
Without a doubt, we have a lot of great features. I think we could bring up, a lot of people have a lot of great stuff. But for us, and one of the reasons Firepoint was built was our expense tracking and ROI reports. Because it doesn't matter if you have like built-in dialers, if you have drip campaigns, mass email, all that stuff. If you don't know where your money's going and when your money's coming back, it doesn't really matter. You need to be able to be a CEO and make decisions in your business. And as an agent, I was terrible at this, and I don't think I'm alone. I was not great at understanding my numbers, how to track them, Excel sheets, things like that. Man, I was terrible. And one of the things that and I'm not alone on that, right? This is real world. We needed to be able to see at a click of a button within the CRM what was going on, where the money is going, where it's coming back, cash conversion cycle, cost per closing, cost per lead, all of that. And we just didn't want to go to our Excel sheets and things like that. And hands down, as a business owner in this business, you can make better financial decisions if you know where your money's going and where it's coming back, and then start worrying about the lead generation and the lead conversion.
Awesome. Why don't we go to Matt? Same question. What's that one standout feature for you?
I'd say it's our smart features, which automatically score new leads coming into the Chime CRM system. It analyzes their behaviors and then instantly suggests smart action plans, which will send out automated emails, text messages that'll nurture your leads and turn them into customers. This dynamic system that we have also highlights the leads with the highest chances of converting into an opportunity or a commissionable event, so you can really focus your time on where the money is each day.
Awesome. Scott.
Hey everyone. So our biggest strength actually doesn't come down to a particular feature. It actually is due to the fact that we can differentiate all of our users. We are, once again, a full custom company. The fact of the matter is realtors offer a commoditized service and people come to us to actually differentiate them from the rest of the crowd. What the biggest point of what we can actually offer people is, once again, setting them apart from all other realtors, getting them custom IDX solutions that truly go ahead and emphasize who their target demographic is. So what is our biggest strength? What it comes down to is emphasizing what your biggest strengths are so you can get more traffic. It's all about conversion rates. And once again, you being different than everybody else is one of the most important things that you can do out there. So customizations, most definitely.
Great. Ryan from Sierra Interactive.
Yeah, hi everybody. Thanks for having me here. Like everybody else, we have a suite of awesome features, but if we could kind of distill that down, we're a great source for multi-channel lead gen, whether that's organic, social channels, or AdWords. We have tools to help you bring those leads in, as well as managed services that are complementary within your subscription. Our sites are built to convert really well, very customizable lead capture forms. Clients coming over to us mention over and over again, they're seeing a better cost per lead and a higher conversion rate. So multi-channel lead gen and high converting sites.
And last but not least, Chris from Curyator.
Thank you. I'm excited to be a part of this. The first thing I wanted people watching to write down, and this is why I'm glad to be talking amongst all these other vendors, which we call ourselves partners, but we actually believe that you don't need a site, you need a system. There was a long time in this industry where everybody had sites and nobody used them.
Yeah.
And so I'm pumped that people understand that systems are the key, not sites. But if I had to say the killer feature at Curyator, it's not a feature, it's our people. It's our community. Now, we have built software around that. We call it Curyator Brain. But we believe every great marketing campaign starts with a great idea. So we've actually built a database of hundreds of thousands of ads and emails that our clients are sending each and every day. And our clients that aren't sending those can sort them to the top based on results and then use them for their business. So definitely we'll be doing my demo later about what we call Curyator Brain. We've got about 1,000 of the top teams in the country marketing, and then the best performing ads, emails, all go right to the top for the rest of our community.
Awesome, guys. And just so everyone knows who is on the webinar here today, we asked everyone to keep their answers down to a minute or less so we can go through a lot of questions in a short period of time. So let's flip that though. Let's flip that. And this is a question that everyone here knows what you're not good at. When you work for a software company, you have a list of things that you want to improve, but what never happens is you don't talk about it. But we want to do that here just for a brief moment. So you guys talked about your strength as your product. I want to know now, what is the weakness of your product and what are you doing to improve upon what you already have? And Chris, since you ended up, why don't you start first and we'll just go opposite order.
Sure. Yeah. Running a business is hard and we all like to think that everything's perfect. But to answer the question, our worst features are the features that these other folks are great at. So when I was working at Realtor.com and Top Producer and Dot Loop, and I was becoming friends with the guys at Boomtown and watching Commissions Inc. and seeing Firepoint and everybody come up on the scene, you know, ultimately IDX, home search, advanced home search, listing alerts, automated CMAs, There are so many companies that are great at that we decided not to put as much effort into that. So our biggest weakness is actually all of these guys' biggest strength, which is just, we think to be a great marketer, you shouldn't need IDX. You shouldn't need to have the traditional approach. A lot of our clients still do it, but ultimately we are weakest at IDX, listing alerts, automated home value reports, because we're a marketing company. We're not a technology company, and these guys have killer tech.
That's a good use of the bell there, Ethan. Thank you.
Sure. That's what that means, by the way. I'm going to start doing it as a 10-second warning.
Yeah, and guys, and one other just quick thing I want to mention, I do have a bunch of screenshots. So I know you guys are just still seeing Battle of the Real Estate Platforms up on the screen right now. We are going to go through a bunch of screenshots. You're going to be able to see the products here just in a few minutes. So just bear with us after we get through this next question. I think, Ryan, I think you are up next.
Yeah. We have a great responsive platform for our lead management system. However, we are lacking a native mobile application. We realize that is something that we got our arms wrapped around, and it's in development at the moment, currently scheduled for the first quarter of 2018. So there are some functionalities and features that are optimized with a native mobile application, and we're working on rolling that out.
Great. Matt, or I think Scott was next. Sorry, Scott. Yep.
Hey, so actually what it comes down to, our biggest strength is actually our biggest weakness as well. What it comes down to is we build a very highly customized code, whether it's through the CRM, a custom IDX solution, or even the aesthetically beautiful websites we build. So what this comes down to is production takes time. We make websites that have cross-browser functionality, work on all sorts of different operating systems, every device you can imagine. And what this comes down to is it takes time coming up with a highly custom solution. And this is why we have long-term relationships with our clients. They understand that this long-term is a big part with us. But doing custom code for every person to differentiate them takes time. We do not outsource here whatsoever. We're about 150 happy Canadians living up here in the Great White North, and we do everything custom for all of our clients. So we do have a bit of a queue when it comes down to this, but once again, quality comes with time. So our biggest strength is also our biggest weakness. The ability to customize is something you need to be responsible for and understand before you're getting into.
I see what you did there, Scott. Strength into the weakness. Hey,
Part of war.
Gabe, why don't you go next, buddy?
So we really pride ourselves on being by agent for agent. It was one of the biggest things when we founded Firepoint, started building it. And so I'm going to go with what we're hearing quite a bit from current users. And what it is our front-facing website. And what it is it's very clean, very simple. There's not a lot of, there's no video on there. There's not a lot of other stuff. They want some more bells and whistles on there. We designed it like that on purpose, though, because we want that path of least resistance, especially for buyers. They don't want to come to one screen, then go to another. We didn't want them to get caught up. We really wanted them to go to lead capture as quickly as possible, because that's the name of the game right now. But it is something we're listening to. We did just release a brand new seller landing page. So you can actually create that as your homepage in lieu, and that has video and everything. We're big believers in sellers actually Google a team name and want to be on the homepage, where buyers Google search terms anyway and want to see results. But we're listening. So that's one of our big steps probably here in the next while, is maybe to give them some options or some templates. But the user voice has said that they want some more features on the front end. So I definitely go with them to stay true to that by agent for agent.
Thanks, Gabe. And last but not least, Matt from Chime.
I don't see Matt.
Uh-oh, what happened to Matt?
I was counting faces. I'm like, that doesn't add up.
Well, we'll come back to Matt from Chime, because we'll just move on and we'll see if we can swing back on his weakness. This is an opportune time for Matt to drop out during the weakness question. So we'll see if we can swing back on that weakness question there. So we want, as I mentioned, we want to quickly get into two questions that we feel that would benefit the audience here. Now we're just going to get a slightly longer introduction to everyone and their company, 45 seconds. What's your elevator pitch? You know, what do you guys do the best? How do you differentiate yourself? So let's start with, let's just go back through the order again. Gabe.
Awesome. So what I think is really unique, well, first of all, Gabe Cordova, president here at Firepoint. I'm up in our Boise office. We have two campuses, really, Denver and Boise. But we want to stay true to the by agent for agent. I just brought it up. And I mean, this is all about the all-in-one CRM, right? So we also really want to make sure that we're building that all-in-one solution. I've been an agent for 15 years, a broker, team lead, running satellite teams, and we know what we need in the business. And so at Firepoint, we want to make sure that we're building tools that are needed. We hate logging in and out of multiple systems. We love some integrations. BombBomb's one of them, obviously, because you guys do it so well. We don't need to build that. But at Firepoint, we're real estate agents building a software solution for agents and brokers, right? We're not a tech company building a solution for agents. So really, that's where we started and where we're going, and that's what we're staying true to.
Great. Scott?
So, Real Estate Webmasters, as you guys already know, my name is Scott Lisson. I'm a senior consultant here. Already mentioned, we operate out of Canada, beautiful Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada. And what we offer is what's referred to and what we're talking about, an end-to-end solution. It includes a lead generating front-end website that is fully mobile responsive and built with all of Google's best practices in mind. And of course, it's always aesthetically gorgeous. Fully integrated IDX that are fully customizable and spiderable by Google. Once again, it's complex concepts, but call us, we can explain these things. And then finally, we have a very robust back-end office suite, a full CRM that also comes with an app that will automatically update your agents as quickly as leads can come into the system. Speed to lead is very important to us. Full content management system so you can build beautiful hyperlocal community pages and lifestyle pages for all of your potential clients. Integrated blog, business directory, everything you can possibly imagine. But all these things are for naught. Our biggest focus is conversion rate. And this is what all these things come into.
Great. Why don't we go with, and again, if you're on the webinar and you clicked off the screen, you're doing something else, we are sharing screenshots of each product information about each company. So come on back. Ryan, why don't you go next?
Yeah, hi, my name is Ryan White. I'm with Sierra Interactive. We're based out of Louisville, Kentucky. We really focus on the very top of the funnel and the middle of the funnel. So we're focused on generating leads for you through your IDX website and into your CRM and managing those leads all the way through the sales funnel. We're focused on delivering a great user experience. You have a lot going on. Your business is busy. We want to make sure that when Sierra is your touch point, that you can jump in there, get done what needs to be done, and make sure things are moving forward.
Great. And I don't think Chris is back on. Chris, are you back on yet?
Yeah, Chris is here. Matt just joined us again.
Or I'm sorry. Yes. So Matt.
All right. So we're sorry I dropped off, so I missed our weaknesses, but I think we moved on to our elevator pitch.
Yeah.
Yes. Good job, Matt. Good job.
Chime allows you to really transform your business with the first real estate operating system through a fully integrated CRM, lead generator, IDX website, plus communication, collaboration, and reporting tools, all accessible in the palm of your hand with a native mobile app on iOS and Android. We have a team of over 156 developers, full-time, full-stack developers that are literally pushing out product, new features every single week to meet the demands of our customers.
Awesome. Thank you, Matt. And sorry, Chris. Now, last but not least. Chris.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Yeah, I would say our elevator pitch is that we actually don't think people necessarily love technology. They love the growth it creates. So Curyator, our elevator pitch is that we sell help, not hype. You know, regular small business owners, realtors, they hear a lot of this lingo and it just goes over their heads. And so, you know, we're honored. We just made the Inc. list. We're one of the fastest 500 growing companies in the United States, not in real estate. That's a big part of it for us, but our system is very straightforward. We help our clients create great content, advertise it on Facebook, and then blast it to their list through email. And by having a framework for marketing versus the technology being the focus, you can always execute. Technology is becoming ubiquitous. The digital dust is settling. You can get great tools anywhere, but ultimately it starts with help. And our clients need help. They don't just need more tools.
Great job, guys, with your quote unquote elevator pitches. Here's where it's going to get real interesting for our audience. For the rest of the webinar, at least for the first 60-minute segment, Here's where they don't know what questions are coming at them. They don't know what we're going to ask for every single question. And so not every company is going to get every question here either. We are going to start off with a question for everyone, and then we're going to move into some unique and some different questions that we think will give everyone on the webinar some nice insight into what system might be right for them. So I want to first start off with a question for everyone, because this is going to help self-identify. Those of you listening in the audience here, identify what system might be right for you based off of who is the ideal customer for each and every vendor that we have here, each and every platform system that we have. So who is your ideal customer? Who do you serve the very best if you had to choose a segment? Chris.
Sure. We work with top producing agents and teams only. We don't work with new agents. We don't work with part-time agents. You know, our price point prohibits that. We also have the most exclusive offer in the industry. We don't work with more than 2 people per zip code. And so we're looking for the number 1 or the number 2 agent in a market. We like to say that we help the best get better. Like ultimately, Steve, if a business is bad, the marketing ain't going to help. So we look for a fire that we can pour gas on. And then for our free stuff and our training and our sort of content marketing, which we'll talk about later, but that's where we try to help the whole industry. But we literally are only after the top agents, the top teams, and we're only after 2 per market.
Thank you, Chris. Let's go Sierra Interactive. Or I'm sorry, wrong order. Let's go Matt from Chime.
All right, thanks. Our ideal customer is an agent or a team that is really on the upward rise in their business. It's someone who is focusing on investing in the growth of their business and putting the right systems in place to bring their business to the next level. We are not built for the single part-time agent that's looking for a $29 cheap product. We're built for rising agents and teams.
Great, nice, concise answer. I won't do that to you again, Ryan. Ryan, sorry about that. Who do you serve the very best?
So we work with a wide spectrum. So single agents up to brokers with thousands of agents. But I would say that one thing that everybody has in common is that they're super active in their business and they're really dedicated to generating leads online. If you're not dedicated to driving traffic through those channels, we're probably not the best fit.
Great. Thank you, Ryan. Let's go with Gabe from Firepoint.
Awesome. And you can probably show slide 5 here too.
I can, yep.
So really, we're going to sound similar. We're going after business owners. So our ideal client, we have single agents who are successful, teams, and brokerages. But it's really anyone, I think that's 6, actually. But anyone who's wanting to take their business to the next level. We're all about teams. And again, team doesn't have to mean a team of agents. It can be a single agent and their lender. Everything was built so you can work in one spot, have communications within one spot, using mentions, anything like you're using in social media, so you can keep everything on a lead profile. But the ideal client is wanting to take their business to the next level. We want to help all of them take that business to the next level, scale, and grow. And we'll go over pricing later. It's the same thing. You shouldn't have to drop thousands of dollars a month if you're a single agent or small team. The system scales with you so you can build your business and your CRM as you go, all in one spot.
Great. Thanks, Gabe. And last but not least, Scott from Real Estate Webmasters.
So, ideal customer. Actually, a lot of people have said some pretty pertinent things. And honestly, the most important thing to point out is that we're looking for professionals that want to work and build a partnership with a company. We commonly say that we only work with the top 5% of realtors, but people misconstrued this. The top 5% that we're actually targeting are the other innovators, the people who are early adopters within the industry, because this is truly what we're about. What it all comes down to is making sure that these people are looking for this long-term relationship, that they can actually build their businesses. I've worked with first-time agents that have done 100 transactions their first year, 200 their next year. And to not actually target people that are actually going to be that next big success, that's what we're looking for. So regardless of how you've gotten to where you are, if you're looking to make a big splash, this is our ideal client. As I said, 5% of people, if you look at this, always are the early adopters and innovators. And those are the people that we want to work with, because this is the passion of our company, innovation and always being awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about philosophy right now. A lot of people that are on this webinar attended the previous webinar, previous battle of the CRMs. And even if you didn't attend the previous battle, you might be wondering, all right, I'm evaluating some of these other tools that are out there. The top producers, the contactualies, the wise agents. How is an all-in-one platform, the things that you guys are offering, how are they different from a normal or a CRM platform? And why don't we start with, let's start with Gabe from Firepoint. How is your all-in-one platform different than a traditional CRM?
So again, I think we're starting from a perspective, being in real estate for the last 15 years and doing this, and our other founder being in real estate, a lot of our team, ISAs, transaction coordinators, we really want to build that system that makes sense to the agent in the team. I'm sure we have a lot of top producing agents on here. When you do a deal with a brand new agent and it's their first deal, it doesn't go smooth. We all know that. We have to put in extra work and extra effort to make that happen. You get the deal done because you're a great agent, but you worked harder than you needed to because just they weren't where they needed to be. We want your CRM to work the way that you need it to work as an agent to run your business, and it needs to have everything, again, from the lead capture, the PPC, to follow-up, the texting, the in-system calling, dialer, the recording, all of that in one spot so you can work efficiently, work smarter, not harder. And that's our entire philosophy. Everything that we're doing is coming from our agent voice, our user voice, and also leveraging our experience. I literally fly around the country meeting with teams, sharing my experience of how I sold 500, 600, 700, 800 homes in 1 year so that they can put the same systems in place in their team.
Awesome. Thanks, Gabe. Scott, here's a surprise question for you. Philosophy, where does a traditional CRM end and your product begin?
Well, this is what the conversation is about an all-in-one solution. The fact of the matter is a CRM still needs fuel. We commonly refer to our systems as a car that still needs fuel to be put in the engine. The fact of the matter is if you can't create this initial funnel and then start optimizing the way the people are coming into it, the CRM has no use if you don't have the initial leads. So these all-in-one solutions allows a company to go ahead and engage with somebody that completely understands capture to close. There's two conversion rates out there that people don't commonly consider. It's taking traffic and turning it into leads, but then taking leads and turning it into a closing. And if you can't understand these conversion rates and how to improve them, it's very hard for people to understand that I need all these multiple components. Bringing this under one roof with one technology company that develops all its products, except for the people that we love to integrate with, obviously, like BombBomb. This is what's so important about an all-in-one solution, and especially one that you can customize towards your business. So they are quite important for people that are looking to go ahead and cut costs by having everything in one spot. But once again, understand that the funnel is the start of a very good CRM.
That was a great answer, Scott, considering you didn't know that was coming to you. So yeah, nice job. Let's go with Ryan, Sierra Interactive. Same question. This will be the last time we ask this one on philosophy. Where does CRM end and your product begin?
Yeah, it's a good question. So obviously we have the component of bringing the leads into the platform. We're actively generating leads for you to manage within your CRM. So that's the obvious breakpoint there. Another thing that might not be so obvious is that within our platform, we're trying to re-engage people from the system in general and bring them back into Sierra. So that's with listing alerts, market reports, monitoring their activity on the website, and making sure that you're making the most of all the opportunities that are happening with your clients on the front-facing site itself.
Great. All right, guys, this is a question that's near and dear to my heart. I think training and support is serious. No matter what product, system, or tool that you're selling, that's how people get ramped up on it. And it's one of the biggest leading indicators of how successful that they are going to be. And so we're going to talk a little bit about ease of use, training, and support. Why is your system easy to use? What type of support do you offer to your customers? Let's go with Chris Smith.
Thanks, Steve. And I'm just going to say one thing on all-in-one, because we actually think all-in-one is really overrated. Like, you guys are great at BombBomb and video email. Like, we use Intercom for live chat. There's no one better than them at live chat. We use Hotjar for analytics. No one's better than them at analytics. Like, we use Follow Up Boss for our back end. So I worked at Top Producer. I'm familiar with Market Leader. I think that adding, people end up getting confused. So we're just sort of against building every feature yourself, because if you do, you need 156 engineers. I also love that there's so much talk about conversion and funnels, because I wrote the book on it. So I love that people are talking a lot about conversion and funnels, because that really is the most important thing. Is the tools are needed, but the conversion and funnels are critical too. For training and support, Steve, pull up the slide with with Grade My Ads on it. Like, we write books, we do blogs. I had a show called The Water Cooler, People Work, The Conversion Code. I have a new show, Curated. In fact, we built a tool that everybody on the call can try right now called GradeMyAds.com. GradeMyAds.com. And because we've analyzed $20 million in Facebook ads in 2 clicks, we can show you how your ads are failing and how to make them better without talking to a human. So we do believe, like Keller Williams says, coming from contribution, we believe that the best training and the best coaching can make up for not having every single feature, because execution is based on simplicity. And so if you just keep adding and adding, and you don't just keep helping and helping, you're now adding feature number 84 and they don't know how to use feature 8 yet.
Great. Thanks, Chris. Same question. Let's go with Matt from Chime. Same question. Training.
Yep. Yeah, so training. So before we built Chime, we actually created some of the most popular social networking websites around the world. This led us to ask the question, is why are business applications so difficult to use, right? So we've applied consumer design best practices into our business apps, so you actually don't need a certificate to figure out how to use our CRM. Most of our new customers actually end up canceling their training calls because they figured it out themselves. We also have Walk Me enabled on the product, which is actually interactive tutorials to teach you how to use features if you have a question. So what this has enabled it to do is actually enabled our customers to have more success quicker and be able to get up and running in a matter of minutes rather than a matter of weeks on most platforms.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt. Let's go with Ryan from Sierra Interactive. Same question, training and support. How do you get people ramped up? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so like Chris was saying, I mean, there is a lot going on some of these platforms, and we are in the same boat, but we have a very high focus on user experience. We're rolling out new features, but we're also making sure that they fit nicely within the platform that we've created. So it is easy to find your way around, and it's easy to find the things that you need to use to get your job done. As far as training and support goes, we're constantly hosting new client webinars every single week. So twice per week, you can jump in and kind of guide the direction of the call. We have an extensive knowledge base, videos, and live support. So you can call us, we're going to answer the phone, and we're going to help you through any challenges that you might have.
Awesome. Thank you, Ryan. Let's switch questions here. Let's keep this moving quickly. Make sure everyone that's on the webinar is engaged. I want to talk, research. This is an important decision for anyone that's evaluating an all-in-one platform. Let's face it, they're not investing in a $30 a month product, with your systems. And we're going to get to pricing here, at the end. So what's one piece of advice, or what's something that you would give to someone on a call evaluating an all-in-one? What should they be thinking about as they make the leap into one of your systems? And let's go with Scott from Real Estate Webmasters.
So if we're talking about a single agent, or not even a single agent, just a smaller entity, we got to get away from brokerages and recruitment and everything like that. When an agent's truly thinking about what they're going to go ahead and work with, they need to understand the person they're talking to. It's much like what you guys were just talking about in training. It's about product adoption and making sure it's not as disruptive to the way that the company operates. So here's the thing that you need to focus on. First and foremost, is the person that they're talking about truly understand technology, and can they break it down to help them understand? If they don't understand, then it's very difficult for somebody to make an informed decision. Second, do they understand where they're actually at in their process? All of our consultants here are highly trained and help you understand on how you can be successful as a first-time agent, how you can actually be successful as somebody that's growing your business. And I love the Curyator name, curating everything that you've done over the years into a single place, or even somebody that's looking for an exit plan. So second of all, do they understand where your business is going? And finally, are they giving you a plan? Something that is custom to you and going to work for your market and your target demographics. If they're not communicating to you on this level and letting you understand that there's follies that you can actually enter into, then you're going to come into mistakes. So make sure you're working with somebody that really understands what you're trying to accomplish, and you can set goals with them and you can hold them accountable to those goals. That's what you should be looking for.
Great. Thanks, Scott. Let's move on to Ryan from Sierra Interactive.
Yeah, so not every platform is going to be a best fit for everybody, and we try to work through that process with everybody that comes into our pipeline. I think a good way of looking at this is to say, hey, what are the top 3 features that are going to move the needle for my business right now, where we're at in our process? And then maybe ask yourself another question of what are the next 3 features that I'm going to need 2-3 years down the line? And then if you can narrow that down to a couple of providers and see which ones check the right boxes, at that point, it can really just come down to math and making sure that you're getting the most bang for your buck and you're getting the highest return on your investment.
Great. Thanks, Ryan. Surprise question for you, Gabe, from Firepoint. Most important thing for someone to think about when choosing an all-in-one platform?
I think what I talk about a lot is starting from a point of honesty in your business. And I think when you're looking at a platform, you need to start from a point of honesty, understand where are the holes in my business, where are the pains in my business? What am I not doing well? What am I doing well? And your CRM should solve most of those items for you. It's going to start from that point of honesty. And so when you're going through, and if you want to call it checking boxes, that you can check boxes, but to me, it needs to be more than that. Your CRM should feel like an extension of your team. When I'm hosting webinars almost every week on whether it's lead conversion or best practices for scripting or whatever it is, bringing on a coach to help people, I feel like I'm part of their team. So I think when you're talking to somebody, you got to check the boxes and it needs to fix your pains and complement your strengths. But your CRM should be an extension of your team and work with you.
Awesome. Great job, Gabe. All right, let's switch up the topic a bit here. I want to move to mobile. Mobile is so important. Heck, we spend all day with our phones in our hands. There's a lot of scary statistics and stories out there about overuse of mobile devices and how addicting they are. So we might as well talk about it for a minute. I want to understand what your approach is to mobile in your company. How are you serving agents who are on their phone all day, in the car, at appointments, while driving, of course, at the same time? But why don't we start with Scott from Real Estate Webmasters on mobile?
Mobile responsive design, this is something that I almost spend too much time talking about. And it's not just about mobile devices. It's about working on multiple different operating systems, multiple different browsers. Even phones have different browsers. But we've been developing fully mobile responsive solutions for at least since 2011. It's just been a base fact of how our system works. Not only that, our entire back-end CRM is fully mobile responsive as well. So let's talk about how this actually helps you. Page load time is one of the most important things when it comes down to mobile devices. Overbloated websites are going to load slow and you're going to have a horrible conversion rate. So we always make sure, first and foremost, from a user perspective, our websites and our landing pages load extremely quickly. This actually has to do with rankings as well. And then further to that fact, speed to lead. The agents need to be able to interact at any time notice. So we obviously come with an app just for lead follow-up, making sure they're as concise and as quick within their follow-up. Obviously, there's always an automated procedure within a system, but the fact of the matter is we're here to help you make more 3-foot connections, more handshakes, and it's the humans that actually do this. So having that device in their hand is the electronic handshake that leads towards that personal contact. So once again, it's mobile for the capture and it's mobile for the follow-up. So we have this covered from all bases, both from users and agents doing their follow-up.
Great. Thanks, Scott. Let's go with Matt from Chime.
All right. So agents are always in the market, right? Making deals happen. What is the one thing they always have with them? It's their mobile phone. So instead of building our product on the desktop first, we actually built it natively on the mobile phone, literally an iOS and an Android app where they can download, they can manage their entire funnel and flow from acquiring leads to converting those leads into relationships. It's not a mobile responsive aspect. It is purely native. So that gives you an incredible amount of more features that literally are built into the actual iOS and operating systems of the device. So we are mobile first, supported by a desktop interface. But when we show you the demo in a few, you'll actually see our mobile app mimicking what's happening on the desktop, so you can see it live.
Great, thanks, Matt. And let's do a surprise question to Mr. Chris Smith, mobile.
Sure. Yeah, it's funny because people are on Facebook more than they're on the actual phone, but they're on the phone on Facebook. And so we specialize in Facebook advertising. So one of the cool things we did this year with mobile is when somebody clicks on an ad on Facebook and that takes them to a landing page, if you are asking people to fill out name, phone, email, right? You want to be in a position where people can tap, not type. So if somebody sees an ad on Facebook and they're on their phone and they click the link, you can now connect to Facebook to get their name and email, which gives you 100% accurate information. I don't know if anybody listening has ever gotten like a fake lead. So we're leveraging that people are on Facebook on the phone all the time. So when we get them off Facebook, they're still on the phone. So we don't want them to fill out fields. We want them to be able to tap. And that's been a game changer for us. But yeah, I mean, having a mobile iPhone app, you know, that's critical. We work with Follow Up Boss on that. It's great. The other best practice on mobile is when you get a lead with a phone number, obviously what we do on mobile matters. But if you have an automated text message that goes to someone when a lead comes in with a number, we get more than a 40% reply rate to that. So you want your stuff to look good on mobile that it brings them in, but then think about how quickly do you see a text versus an email. So the stuff that goes out, you have to think about it too. But I've seen what these guys are doing on mobile. There's no such thing as mobile, Steve. Now it's like we shouldn't even talk about mobile. Mobile is everything. I mean, we're on our phones more than we're on our computers.
Yeah, and I just want to take a brief moment and you know, you guys, you could tell you guys spent a lot of time preparing for this webinar. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming on this webinar. It's nerve-wracking being in your position, and you guys rock for just attending and spending so much time and having such well thought out answers. I know everyone in our audience appreciates it. Ethan, what is one thing that all of these vendors have in common? What's the one tie that they all have in common?
I'll tell you, it's not a coincidence. They're all integrated with BombBomb. And that's come up a couple of times already, and it's really cool to see, you know, us open up that API and to see what companies like all the ones represented here pick up and do with it. And it's an honor to serve your customers through the integration. And that's what we're going to. Obviously, you're integrated with BombBomb. Feel free to talk about that integration, but what other systems and tools does your platform work with? You know, we call them all in one, but obviously, you know, different pieces that specialize in different things plug in well with you. Let's start with Matt with Chime. Talk a little bit about integrations and what systems Chime works with.
Definitely. So, you know, as Chris mentioned earlier from Curyator, it's almost impossible to build an all-in-one system in-house, right? So the all-in-one companies, we're actually building an ecosystem. And so we integrate with BombBomb because you guys have the best video email product out there. Then we also integrate with various email services. So you can actually send emails via Google or Outlook or MailChimp. We integrate with various transaction management companies. So you can actually take that lead to an opportunity, to a closed deal, and then push the data back into the CRM system, as well as lead gen services. We offer our own Facebook and Google ad services, but then we also integrate with Zillow, Trulia, Realtor, Homes, and other best in breed services. And then for everything else, we tie in with Zapier, right? So you can actually integrate other services in with Zapier, and our team's adding new integrations every single month.
Awesome.
You want to keep going,
Gabe?
Ethan? You pick it.
Yeah,
go ahead.
sure. Gabe, what do you got on integrations?
Awesome. So, I mean, first of all, again, we are firm believers in this all-in-one. We know it hasn't been done. It's been talked about. And at the end of the day, the shirt kind of says it. We want to have the best back end in the system, in the business. So best back end in the business T-shirts here. But we want it all in one, right? Because as agents, and again, I'm going to speak from the agent voice. I'm tired of spending money here, and logins. It gets really expensive, and I work hard for that. But there are things that are better done. BombBomb is one of them, and we cannot build that as good as you guys have. You know, but we felt we could build a great built-in dialer with call recording. It's not multi-line, so we're integrated with Mojo, so you can quickly send any filtered lead sort all the way to Mojo to use our multi-line dialer. Things like Happy Grasshopper for that past client follow-up. Anybody who's not familiar with Happy Grasshopper, that's an incredible program to look into. But Agentology, Agent Legend, Money Call, so we're talking like ISA companies, so they can get in, help with your lead gen, hiring ISAs, maintaining those. It's expensive and a lot of work. So we've integrated with companies so you can have them do that for you. And then parsing, like really any type of email notification that you get for a lead source, for the most part, we can bring that into the system for you so that you can automate it and make your business, again, work for you so you're not just monitoring it all the time. But if we can build it and do it the right way to keep it all in one, we're going to. But if it's something we can't, then we will integrate. And new companies are coming out all the time. So we're constantly looking at these and seeing our user base, our clients, are they asking for those integrations? And that's really what's putting them on the roadmap for us to prioritize to build into the system.
Cool. Thank you, Gabe. We'll stay in clockwise order on my screen, and that puts Chris Smith up next.
Sure. Yeah. Like I said, we believe in integrations more than less. I mean, our name is Curyator, so you're curating the best tools. We don't want to say no if there's a new technology that can help somebody grow their business. We don't want to have to go copy it and build it and try to make it our own. We would rather partner with a great firm. So, I mean, these guys have mentioned most of them, like Follow Up Boss has, limitless lead provider integrations. You can create a loop in dot loop straight from there. I mentioned earlier Intercom for live chat, but like here's a good example, Steve and Ethan, of how we're pretty open-minded. Like you guys know Ben Kinney, and he put out a cool new tool called Automabots. And when people see new stuff, they want to add it. That's why it's tough to build it all yourself, because they're already like at the 1 yard line. You just found out about it. So he built like a chat bot that'll like chat on your website for you. Well, the next day, the clients that wanted it had it on their Curyator site. So we build our platform truly in an open way, whether it's Hotjar for analytics, dot loop, Follow Up Boss, Intercom. We truly believe that there's these like geniuses out there, guys like you, guys like BombBomb, that you're building this stuff that it's like, if all somebody does all day is build chat, I'm sorry, you're not going to be better at chat than them. So we're huge on integrations. We lean on it more, not less, because then you don't have to keep coming up with more ideas for it. Like we built chat tools, we killed them because it wasn't as good. We built analytics tools, we killed them because it wasn't as good. So we're big on integrations, Ethan.
Awesome. Ryan with Sierra, talk a little bit about the systems and tools that plug into your platform.
Yeah, just to kick it off, we have a really great BombBomb integration. So it's extensive and it's ongoing. You have the ability to send BombBomb videos, record BombBomb videos, add BombBomb videos to your email templates. It's really easy to use the BombBomb platform within Sierra Interactive. But then I think like everybody else, we can bring in leads from any third-party source. Zillow, Trulier, Realtor.com. We do have a Zapier integration if you want to get creative. And if you prefer another CRM, I mean, we have a great CRM, but we have clients that share websites with multiple providers and partners. So if you really like Follow Up Boss, we have an awesome Follow Up Boss integration. So if you have Follow Up Boss, you want to steer a site, we can do that. It's really simple. Same thing for Salesforce. We have some really great Salesforce integration. Some larger teams who like to run off the property bases and the rethinks. That's really easy for us to move your leads generated from Sierra, any other source, over to those platforms. We want to make it easy for you.
Cool. And last and certainly not least, Scott, how does Real Estate Webmasters connect to the rest of the world?
Well, let's talk about who's hosting this. BombBomb and Pump Your Guys' Tires. We've been working with you guys for a while. We get to meet you guys when you come out to our conferences and talk to all of our clients. But the fact of the matter is, let's just talk about this. Video is extremely important at this point. This is why Instagram stories and everything are really blowing up. And your guys' communication methods are very important for us to have that interactive element in the back end of the CRM. So automated groups that send out email drip campaigns that are sending these personal information or these personal messages that really engage with our clients is very important. We love our integration with you guys. Dot loop, of course. We obviously work with Zillow. We want to be able to get your leads in from all sources. Zillow, Realtor.com. I commonly call it Zapier, but Zapier, let's fill in your own blank here. But nonetheless, what you need to understand here is there is no. We are a full custom company, and there is all sorts of integration things that I bring up to people that is only for them, because it will work in their market, because one tool is not going to work in every single different market. So the fact of the matter is, within integrations, we could introduce you to things that you've never really heard of. Doesn't matter if it's API, email, parsing, Zapier, fill in the blank. We can custom program to go ahead and integrate anything that you want. But the fact of the matter is, we've already pre-built in the tools that you're looking for if you need to instantaneously connect them. But nonetheless, if you have a question, we can do it.
Great. Thanks, Scott. We have 3 questions left before we get to the 3-minute demos after the initial 60-minute webinar. You guys are going to want to stick around for that. It's an exciting part of the webinar. It's live, of course, them showing us their products. And I want to be really quick with this one so we can get all 3 questions in. How and why did you build your platform? I want to start with Chris from Curyator. Why did you build Curyator?
Sure, yeah. If you can bring the slide up, it's fairly straightforward. I had a really unique set of experiences. I worked in the boiler room at Quicken Loans where I had to call thousands of internet leads. And then I got hired by Realtor.com and Top Producer, where you and I, Steve, we started Tech Savvy Agent together. And then I ended up working with Dotloop, who a few of the guys have mentioned here. And as a blessing, I became a public speaker. I became an author and a blogger. And you can't become a famous public speaker or a popular public speaker if all you do is go up and pitch your stuff. Nobody wants that. So, Steve, you and I, we try to teach. If people like you more than the cost of your product, they'll buy it. But what would happen is at the end of all my seminars, there would be a huge line and they'd be like, I love everything that I learned, but I don't have anyone on my team and I don't know what to do. Can I hire you? And after about the 1,000th person that said, can we hire you to do it for us? I said, yes. Now, I didn't know what I was going to do yet, but I knew that this concept of I want these things happening, but I don't know how to do them, and my team doesn't know how to do them. Will you do them? That's how we started Curyator. Our shirts, normally, it doesn't say it today, but normally our shirts say, we do it for you.
Great. Thanks, Chris. Gabe, same question from Firepoint.
Yeah. So we started out of, there are probably, I don't know, half dozen, 10 top agents in the country that we were constantly going to mastermind to mastermind. And we found ourselves always being frustrated with the same thing. And we were all using different platforms. And I was personally using, I think, 3 different ones at that time, but we were all frustrated that nobody was building an all-in-one. So again, I had multiple logins, multiple expenses, and nobody was building it the way that we needed it. I didn't like to have to go to a different program for transaction management. We wanted it to be built in. I didn't want to go to a different program to record my phone calls so I could make sure that my team was saying the right thing to get the best conversions. So we got together and decided that we're just going to build this. And it didn't just stop there. So we invested a ton of time. Our eyes are on almost everything that gets built to make sure, and I'm that voice in our company for the most part, like, no, an agent wouldn't use it like this. We need to change it because it's not the developer's decision. It's not the engineer's decision on how that goes out because it works better in the system. It still has to work for the agent. And it didn't stop there. Then I stepped out of real estate, let my partner take over the brokerage to start building our account management team. Because your support team, your account manager needs to be able to talk to you like an extension of your team. So I would even have them spend time in our ISA department at our brokerage, work with agents, work in the brokerage to make sure that they can support you. So it really came from a vision of we have to have this by agents for agents from the top down, from the product forward facing to the back end.
Great. And bonus question for you, Matt from Chime. Same question, backstory. Why'd you build it?
Definitely. So as I mentioned before, our background is building consumer-based applications. So we've built large social networking sites. And as we started looking at other verticals to go into, a lot of my close friends are top performing real estate agents. And so we started interacting with them, shadowing them, following them, really looking at a day in the life of how did they manage their business, right? What really made them successful? And I was kind of shocked at what they did because they were literally the glue that sat in between 8 to 10 different systems that they would just piecemeal, pass leads manually, do things in not a really tech savvy fashion, being this was, in 2015 when we started. And so we set out to build a consumer-minded design, right? An easier to use interface to really empower agents to achieve their goals faster. And so that was the mission and inspiration behind Chime to help agents achieve their goals and do better.
Great. Thanks, Matt. 2 more questions left before we get to the live demos. The next one is vision. We want to know from every one of you what your vision is for your company. Where are you going in the next 2 to 3 years? Everyone's going to get this question. So, Matt, why don't you just start off?
All right. So, as I've said, we're continuing to push innovations right through the sector. And as we look at kind of some of the big macro forces that are coming in the market today, there's this big term called artificial intelligence, AI. It's a little scary when you talk to agents about it, but when you actually break it down, it's going to help them streamline their operations. It's going to take the tedious workflows out of what they're doing. And almost AI is going to act almost as an assistant to really empower them. to get out in the market, to have those 3-foot conversations, to build relationships, and really to put more people in homes. And so we see over the next 2 to 3 years, AI being a key enabler in some of the innovations that we're pushing forth in Chime and in the overall industry.
Great. Same question. We'll go with Gabe.
Awesome. So we're going to stay very true to our founding vision and why we started, but we also want to make sure that we go deep. It's just not all about more feature to go wide. We want to be able to go deep in features. We love automation. We love helping people work smarter, not harder, but we don't want to lose touch of that personal relationship. This is still a relationship business at the end of the day. We're going to meet our clients to seal the deal and get the deal done. So we want to help you be able to go deep in features and get the most out of the CRM. But also, make sure you're getting the tools to make it happen. And then again, that's not just the CRM, it's the support and it's the training. It's the deep dives that we do once you're up and running to make sure that as we're releasing features, week after week after week, that you're using them. Last thing we want to hear is a client not understanding that they have a tool that they haven't been using. So to me, the vision isn't just building and building and building, but it's incorporating the clients that we have and bringing them with us to make sure that they're getting the most out of the system while we're adding more on.
Great. Thanks, Gabe. Let's go with Scott from Real Estate Webmasters. Vision over the next 2 to 3 years.
It's funny, actually, we're going to get to a website that we actually call the vision here shortly that's reality and a whole bunch of different things. But that's the thing. Technology is going to be out there to assist us. We are working with virtual reality. Augmented reality is something you really want to be looking for, which we're really heavily working with. It's a component of virtual reality. Artificial intelligence. These are things that are all here to help us. But the fact of the matter is, it's not just about technology that's going to help you. This is why we've paired with a company like InsideSalesAgents.com. And we have these humans that actually are combining with technology to do more succinct lead follow-up. 3-foot connections. I love that we're all saying this now because it is very true. If you don't have that human element as part of your business, all the technology in the world, as we've already stated, is not going to fix a broken business. So we are bringing in together tools that help you guys follow up better with leads, have that person that is making that immediacy very well known and get that instant gratification completed. Not to mention, obviously, everything that we're doing within mobile. This is going to be a big component of augmented reality. We'll show this here very shortly with one part of our demo, but nonetheless, it is something for our future. It's not just technology, but how we can integrate humans into doing a better lead follow-up and making those calls for you.
Awesome. Thanks, Scott. Let's go with Ryan from Sierra Interactive.
Yeah, so the market's moving fast, and for starters, we definitely want to make sure that we remain nimble and that we can that we can respond to those market movements. But as technology moves forward, our main focus is on developing automations for your business that can help keep your agents and you guys focused on your high dollar activities. So if that's just triggering automated follow-up plans that can continue to move at a cadence until you get a response and optimizing those plans, or setting up automation triggers to make sure that you're getting in front of the right people at the right time.
And last but not least, Chris.
Yeah, my answer is going to be way different, Steve, because we're actually expanding beyond real estate. We believe that we've solved a problem that's a lot bigger than listings. Small business owners are busy. So we're right now, we have a client named Eric Thomas. If you guys go to etinspires.com, he's one of the top motivational speakers in the world. He's using Curyator. We're working with local gyms and attorneys. So a lot of our competition, they came along, they sold out markets, and then to grow, they saturated the market. And so what we're actually doing is building a network of the best small business owners in every market so that they can collaborate and work on Curyator together. If people are familiar with BNI, these small little chapters of elite business owners, we want to be kind of like CNI. We think that if there's local people using the same tools, the same platform, getting the same coaching, they can grow their business to new heights. So today, you can log into Curyator and get inspired by other agents' marketing. In the future, there'll be doctors, attorneys, lenders, car dealerships. We think that we can go beyond real estate, and by doing that, make our real estate agents happier, more referrals, less competition per market.
Nice. Great answers, everybody. That was fantastic. The last question here before the live demos, and it's something that, of course, everyone wants to know. for your all-in-one platform, how much does it cost? And if we could be short with 30-second answers with this one so we can get to the live demos, that would be great. Chris, why don't you just take us home?
Sure. Curyator is $1,275 per month. There's no setup fee. We don't nickel and dime and charge you every year for all the new features. Everything's included. You can also hire one of the people that I hired and trained to do your marketing, your ads, your blogging, your emails for you every single week. When I do the demo in a minute, I'll show the work our marketers can do for people, but it's pretty straightforward. $1,275 a month gets you the platform, the help, the coaching, brain, all the tools. $2,500 a month gets you that, plus our guys, I say, a millennial to use it for you, to make sure it doesn't just sit there. And then we do require on the top package, we require $500 a month to dedicate to the ads that the marketer runs. But pretty straightforward, 6-month contract. I mentioned the exclusivity, and yeah, that's our pricing.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris. I'm going to go in order on my deck here. Let's go with Chime.
All right, so just waiting for the slide to come up. So we believe software will be moving closer and closer to free. And so we priced our packages to really be more competitive and open up the marketplace so more agents can have access to this powerful technology. So if you just want our CRM system, it's $79 a month. If you want to add an IDX website to that, plus a CRM, it's $300 a month. Virtual number, $10, just pass through cost. And then we actually help you with lead generation. So if you want to find buyer or seller leads, our team will run campaigns for you. It's a minimum of $500 a month ad spend. If you want to do geographic farming and postcarding, we actually just acquired Geographic Farms, which is a Tom Ferry company. Those start at $575 a month to do farming in your market. So very cost effective. You'll immediately get an ROI because the price point here is very affordable.
Awesome. Thank you, Matt. Let's go with Sierra Interactive.
Yeah, so it's pretty straightforward. Setup fee is $9.95, $0 for anybody on this webinar who wants to take advantage of that. And our monthly fee is just based on user tiers. So we pack a ton into our platform and into our subscription for the $349.95 for 1 to 10 users. If you go above that to up to 25 users, it's $500 a month. So it's a really straightforward model.
Great. Thanks, Ryan. Gabe from Firepoint.
Awesome. So again, we also want to make sure everybody has an affordable solution that's still top end. So at $400, that's up to 5 users. That includes everything. We also don't nickel and dime. That means when we just released transaction management, it was included. When we released our in-system call dialer, it was included. So at $400, you've got the dialing system. Everything's there. We offer PPC. It's 10% of your spend. There's no minimum, no maximum. We've got clients with $200, $300 a month that are just crushing it on PPC. So we don't tell you how much you can or can't spend. So there's, again, no minimum, no maximum. We do have a one-time setup fee of $300 to get everything rolling. If we're in your MLS, it's pretty darn quick. And for the special, for the Battle of the CRMs, we're doing the second month free. That way, depending on your team size, because it's $50 a user, up to 16 users, where it just caps at 900. We're just doing your second month free. So if you have a larger team, you save a lot more than just waiving the setup fee. It's built to grow and scale with your team.
Thanks, Gabe. Your slide was on auto rotate, so I did my best to
fight back.
And finally, we have Scott from Real Estate Webmasters.
Well, I guess we're going up the scale here, guys. To get into our system, it actually starts at a $5,000 setup. It's $499 a month up to 25 users, and any additional users is $10 per month. A la carte, you can actually order any type of marketing through us, whether it be pay-per-click advertising, both active search and passive search like Facebook and Instagram and things of that nature as well. Further to that fact, we offer SEO services as well, and obviously full customizations. Within our $499 a month, please understand with our latest CRM, you will be getting quarterly updates of all our latest technologies. So there's no need to truly upgrade your system. Once again, you can go full custom, or you can all get the best features of the system by just sitting there and telling us exactly what you want, because these will be built into the system. So once again, 5,000 setup, $499 a month up to 25 users, and any additional users would be $10 per month.
Awesome. Thank you, Scott. And thanks for everyone for joining us here today. I want to do a poll question for everyone that's on the webinar, because you guys did a poll question in the beginning, or we did a poll question in the beginning. You answered it. Which system are you excited to hear about? I want to know if your opinions or thoughts have changed, and this will help everyone, all the panelists that are on the webinar here today. Let me go into our second poll question here. if I stop getting the spinning wheel of death on my Mac. That's never a good sign. And here we go. We got it. I'm going to launch the poll. Which platform or platforms, you can choose more than one, which one resonated with you the most after hearing from all of these awesome companies? Which person, which company, which system did you really just connect with? Did they speak to you? Did they speak to your needs and your wants? Did you love their answers? We want to get as many people as possible voting here on this. So everyone knows how they did during this webinar. I'm also going to close the screen sharing down here for a moment. We're going to see if we can get into the full screen.
Because we are getting ready for the live demos. Steve's going to shut down the slides. We're going to be going to each one of the folks that is with us here today, turn the screen over to him. I say him because they're all guys. And so they will show you whatever it is that they think you will find most interesting or valuable about their platform. But again, we're about 54% on the vote. So if you haven't voted yet, share your opinion, share your view. What did you hear today? Who did you hear from that sounded particularly interesting for you and your business as you're putting the finishing touches on 2017? Don't quit yet. But as you're looking forward to 2018 and how you're going to improve your results even further, share with us who connected with you the most today.
Awesome. I'm still getting the spinning wheel of death. Are you seeing the polls live there, Ethan?
I am.
Oh, fantastic.
60% voting.
Oh, great. So we'll let that go just for another 10 or 15 seconds. I wanted to thank, again, everyone for joining us. As Ethan said, this is the part of the webinar you're going to want to stick around for. We are finished the official section, but this 3-minute demo is going to give you incredible insight and allow the speakers to present with their own voice and show you what they really want to show you so you can see the product in real time. So we recommend spending just another 20, 25 minutes here with us. Since you're with us here this far. Hopefully everyone enjoyed the content that you heard here today, and you appreciated each one of these vendors coming on and spending their time with us. And it's a scary situation. So again, thank you to each and every one of you that participated. I'm still getting a spinning wheel of death. Can you stop that, Ethan? Can you stop?
I have ended the poll.
Okay.
And, so now we're going to go in order on live demos. Steve, are you done sharing?
I hope so. Is it done?
Yeah, it is. It is. Chris Smith, if you would like to take over screen share with that button in the bottom center and give all the folks that are still with us a look at whatever you'd like to share.
Sure. Thanks, Ethan. Let me know if you guys can see it. I'm going to share it now.
Okay.
And should be good there.
Got it. Highest click-through rate in the last 30 days.
Cool. Yeah, so this is Curyator Brain. So if you need to find a proven idea, like here's an email from Kevin, and he can find the highest click-through rate in the last 30 days. But what's really cool, it's an email list the size that he has. So you can see this email got a 54% open rate, and it actually got what would be world-class, a 25% click-through rate. And so what's really neat, you guys, is if I'm a Curyator client and I find this template that Kevin sent that killed it, I'm going to hit one button. I'm going to hit save. And now I can use that for my business. That's what the community at Curyator is all about. And we haven't just done it for email. We've done it for Facebook ads as well. This is where it gets really exciting, is you can pull up Facebook ads that got the lowest cost per engagement with the same budget as you. And like, I don't know if you guys can see this. I'll try to zoom in, but like this is an ad that the cost per engagement was free. It was 0.005, right? So as a small business owner, it's hard to figure out what's going to work, but maybe your goal is to get a lot of comments. So this is Curyator Brain. Like we can show you the best performing Facebook ads in the world, and you can click one button to save them and then use that for your business. And it shows you everything. It shows you all the stats, shows you who they targeted. So it takes all the guesswork out. You're basically making data-driven decisions when you use Curyator Brain. But here's what's really cool. I didn't talk earlier about the integration, Steve, and I felt bad. We have a cool BombBomb integration because if you actually go over the panel's in the way here. But if I go to send an email in Curyator, and I'm just going to kind of fast forward a couple steps, and I choose my list, and I go to compose my email. If I hit load template, that email that I just found from Kevin is right there. So that's pretty frictionless from finding it to using it. But we wanted to go bigger. This is our new integration right here, insert video. So right inside a Curyator, you can record a BombBomb, or you could choose from your library. But when we do an integration, we want to go even bigger. So check this out. If I go back into Curyator Brain, and I want to just see all the BombBomb video emails with the highest open rate, they're all in there. So when we do an integration, we don't just want to make you step one. Again, every great video starts with a great idea. So now I can actually save a BombBomb video and be inspired by that. The other thing I talked a lot about is content marketing. We're a marketing company. So this is lcmove.com/blog. And what I think people will like the most about this is we obsess about design. We actually use Photoshop for everything we do. But everything you see on this blog was done by us, not the client. So if you go through lcmove.blog, we're creating custom hyperlocal seller reports. Like there's no technology that can do this. This is handcrafted. I know you guys love craft beer. This is craft beer. This isn't Bud Light. And so what's cool is our marketers, they're creating this amazing content. We talked about mobile. I'll show it on mobile. Everything's beautiful on mobile. But then when they find the content they want to use, check this out. I'm going to go to the browser and put in /magic. This is something that we pioneered. So now Laura can say, well, listen, I'm going to go use this link on Facebook. I want to use the Facebook registration form. I mentioned that earlier. And now she's got a link. And if she were to go put that into a Facebook ad, that was what I was talking about earlier, where they can just click, and now that gets the lead. It just connected to Facebook to get the lead. Facebook won't let people take the number, but you can get the number when they come back. So I wanted to show off, one of our sites where we're doing a ton of content marketing that our client didn't even have to wake up. And I want people watching to go to your blog. Everybody's got IDX. Everybody has listing alerts. What's your differentiator? In a Curyator, design, content, marketing, great ideas. That's who we are. And that's all I'm going to show, because I obviously could show a million other things, but this is what we stand for. Great content, great ideas, and a great community. That's Curyator.
Yeah, and you guys just launched the BombBomb integration four days ago, so it is brand new.
Yeah.
So yeah, we appreciate all the integrations from all of our partners out there. It's a good one. Ethan, who's next?
Good one. Let's go with Matt from Chime.
All right, so let me share my screen and minimize this. Can you guys see?
Not yet.
Nope, you still see me. Okay.
There's one more button. Like some people get caught up because you have to hit like share again after you do the initial share there.
Where'd it go? Okay. Wait, cancel. We got too many meetings, too many Zoom meetings going. All right. So share screen. Share screen.
There you go. We got it.
All right. Perfect.
Yep.
So I have two screens up right now. One is on the left-hand side, the mobile app that I'm live streaming from my phone. The other is our desktop interface. Like I mentioned, we built everything first natively on the phone because you're in the market. You should be able to run your business directly from your phone. So you can see everything's mimicked there. So on the left-hand side, I have new leads coming in. In the middle, I have follow-ups that are happening. So what do I need to do today, right? Do I have showing requests coming in from my website, appointments that have been made? Has my team leader assigned tasks to me? Are customers on action plans? Really actionable follow-ups directly here that you can complete instantly. Next, we have our People tab, where you can jump in, get into the guts of the actual CRM system, and see everything that's going on, right? So you can see your leads. Your leads are getting scored dynamically, right? Most systems actually just score the leads when they come in. This lead scoring is changing with every single interaction you're having with this customer and everything they're doing on your website. Therefore, you're getting real-time insights. So let's jump into, I'm going to just take over the screen so you can see everything. A lead detail page. So here, You have the name of the lead, their pipeline, you have details about them. In the center is where you can log the information, right? So you can log if they're looking for a certain type of home, if you've interacted with them. Those logs are happening automatically if phone calls are being made or manually. What's really cool is you can instantly call this lead directly from the CRM, either on the phone or on the computer. You can instantly text them as well. You can pull down templates really quickly. I have a new listing, and you can send that out. What you can also do with our action plans is you can automate all of this, right? So when a lead comes in a certain time frame that's in a certain group, you can automatically send them emails, but more importantly, you can automatically send them text messages. Because what we've seen is people reply, 2 to 1 times faster on a text message than they do on emails. Here is our lead scoring area. So you can see this lead is scored 67. They have a valid email, a valid phone number, time frame to buy is in 0 to 1 months. But then what we do is we're actually recommending smart plans for you to do. So you should put them on the 8-touch plan. We can dig a little deeper here and see why. So we have our lead analysis tool, which actually comes up, and you can start to see how these different indicators play off each other so that you know how to prioritize your time, right? So you can see it on a lead score basis. You can see it on a web activity or a communication level. So are they actually interacting with you? We also have the ability, to do property alerts and everything else you'd expect. You can collaborate with a lender directly here on this actual lead. But I wanted to show you a couple other quick things. So our ADX websites, these are fully customized to you as the agent with your brand. You can see Eric and Janelle Boyanga. They're a Wall Street Journal top 100 team in the nation. We're live streaming video. There's live chat directly on their website. We've dynamically customized it to their market. So we've actually built neighborhood pages. This is all happening on the fly, but we try to make this design very intuitive, very easy to use, and interactive. The other feature I want to show is our reporting system. And so if you don't measure it, you don't know how to improve it. So we've worked with a lot of top coaches and trainers in the industry to actually give you data on how you're performing. How many new leads are coming in the system, how many calls are being made. Where this gets really exciting is if you're running a team. And you can actually drill down and you can see on a team member by team member basis, who has the best contact rate, whose response time needs improvement. So you can start coaching the members of your team and really tracking how your business is doing. And so this is all test data right here, but you can actually see how's your business going on a month-by-month basis or year basis. How's your GCI looking? How many closings do you have in the pipeline? You can start seeing business trend. So this is all fully customized for you and your business. And then you can drill down on an agent-by-agent level as well.
Awesome.
Awesome.
That's great. Next up, Gabe, why don't you stop sharing, Matt, and then Gabe, we will see your screen when you share it.
Awesome. All right, guys. Let's see, get it going here. All right, you should have it there.
Yeah, we got it.
Perfect. All right, so I'm just going to give you a quick overview. Obviously, there's not enough time in 3 minutes to show you everything, but I want to start with our dashboard. The dashboard for us is an overview just like a dashboard in your car, right? We want to have some warning signs up here. How many leads have come in that you haven't viewed? How many are still marked as new? How many don't have saved searches? We know this is the #1 thing that brings people back to your site. So we want to make sure, bring it to your attention. Why are they not on a saved search where you can just quickly click on any of these to bring them up? But again, the dashboard view is where you look at your tasks, overdue, due today. Again, also 2 different versions of what's going on in your database, just at a quick glance. Who's online now? The recent active leads is prioritized based on last login. And then a quick glance of just most active leads, reorganized by the properties that they're looking at. So quick glance at an overview dashboard of the system. We also love a company overview leads where you can see all leads in one spot. Again, we want to make things really easy to see, almost like social media. We want it to be familiar because, again, if you're not using the tools that are in front of you, there's no point in having them. But the company leads page we love because you see a lot of information, what's going on. I can quickly call from here if I wanted to call from here. I can look and see what the last action was. I can see how many homes they're looking at. We also like to drill down the data. So like right now it's showing last 7 days. I know when people get on my site, they go click happy, right? Right off the bat, they're clicking on $1 million home, a $2 million home, and it skews numbers. So I can tell the system, hey, I only want to know what's going on in the last 24 hours. It changes their median price they're looking at. It changes how many homes that they've viewed. So again, I can start prospecting with intent as an agent. I'm just not going all over the place. So also lead detail. So I put in this new lead. It's probably a fake lead that has no money to buy a house, but I'm going to be good. One of our things that people love is our in-system calling. So I can literally click on the phone number. It's going to place a call directly to my cell phone. I'm going to call this lead, see what's going on. So within a second, my phone's ringing. I can answer it, and what's going to happen is it's going to directly connect me with this lead. So this lead's phone should ring here any second. And there he is.
I'm the guy that doesn't have any money.
Go ahead and answer that phone real quick, Steve. Answer that call if you would.
Hello.
Hey, is this Steve?
Yes, it is.
All right, that's good enough. We're not going to bore him with scripts. But what happens, as soon as I hang up, I didn't have to hit save. That recorded call came right into the system. I didn't do anything. What's great about this, maybe I'm an agent and I didn't like how it went. I can mention my team lead and go, hey, please listen to that call. Give me some pointers, whatever I do. As soon as I hit add on that, because I mentioned them, what's going to happen is my team leader, whoever I mentioned, is going to get a notification, either text or email, however they set it up, with a link back to this lead. They can literally come in here and a click of a button, just come in and hit play, and they'll be able to listen to that call. All right, it's in the system, it's there, nothing else to do. We did talk about integrations a little bit. I love how easy we made our BombBomb integration. It's a matter of just coming in, clicking the bomb. You've got your video library. I can record live right now, say hi. As soon as I record that call, it gives me the countdown, just like we all know with BombBomb. I say hi, I say whatever I want, I hit stop. It's going to upload that. I have to name something here. Literally hit save, and what it's going to do is going to put it right into that email. I never had to leave my system again. One login, and the hotel speed. There we go. Right there. I hit send. Away it goes. So we love our BombBomb integration. It also gave us access to our videos if you wanted to have those, anything uploaded to the system. Accountability is huge, right? If we're spending money with our teams, we need to know what's going on. I want to be able to see what's going on. I want to be able to see that Michael Lohman in a certain time frame has made 7 calls, right? When I click on that, it comes right over to this. Again, I can listen to his calls. Makes it super easy. Lead routing. Guys, we spend a ton of money on leads, right? Zillow, PPC, whatever it is. I want to be able to come in, create a rule. If it's Zillow, for example, create a rule. Say, come on in. Any Zillow lead that comes in any day of the week or only certain days, right? I want these leads to go to these agents. All right, these are my Zillow agents. This is what I'm going to do. I can add users, and I can even tell the system to take it away. Hey, if they get assigned this lead, take it away every 2 minutes till it gets accepted. It's super easy. And then the same thing with reporting. We talked about probably one of the best things we do. If I want to come in here and say, hey, I want to know what's going on with my Firepoint PPC versus Zillow, that quickly I can put in a date range. Let's just say we go back a year. I can hit go, and I now have a report that's going to tell me everything that's going on. What's my conversion percentage? What's my cost per lead? What's my cash conversion cycle? How long when my money goes out till when it comes back? So tons of features in here, guys, and the one thing I didn't get to show you, you'll have to do a demo to see it, is what we just released. Transaction management is now built in to Firepoint, so you can manage your files right from within the lead profile.
Now here at BombBomb, we're Switzerland. You know, we don't want to take sides. That's why we didn't ask very many questions. That's why we didn't say, oh, that was amazing, because you guys are all our partners and friends. But so far in the 3 demos, there's been standout features for each product that I was like, wow, you know, that's really cool. So great job, guys. Ethan, who do we have up next?
Let's hear from Scott. Looks like the screen's clear, so you should be able to take that share.
Okay, give me 1 second here. Let me see if I can pick the right screen. Desktop number 1. Screen share.
Hey, screen sharing is working great so far.
So what you guys are seeing right here, first and foremost, is actually what's referred to as one of our virtual reality websites. Now, we start talking about, actually, I'm going to stick more to the funnel for our conversation. I'll touch a little bit on the CRM, but first you need to understand that this is a virtual reality image right here. And if you really want to engage with your clients, start to run some of these. Honestly, you can order them with your own branding. They're Google Cardboard. You could actually send these out to sellers so they can go ahead and see homes sight unseen and actually tour them through 3D images. But the fact of the matter is you can go ahead and look at this yourself at your own time. It's called the Vision website. Amazing, amazing little tool. One thing I also will touch on with the CRM, I'm all about self-serve and then people engaging with us with questions. Fact of the matter is, if you really want to, hop on over. Download the Leads app. This is the thing that your agents are going to be utilizing to keep organized, triggering all their calls, their text messages. At this point, I actually just had my boss register on my website. And here I sit. I can go ahead and see my leads coming in right now through my cell phone. Now, Download that. If you need some user logins, once again, feel free to contact us and go ahead and take a look into that. But let's start talking about these particular funnels that we build. People are familiar with our clientele. Obviously, we all know Frederick Eklund. We know Barbara Corcoran, but we end up creating solutions for people that are truly just suited for them. So going down the list here, I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with the agency, but this is an amazing, amazing gentleman named Aaron Kerman. If you ever get a chance and you're a luxury realtor and you really want to go ahead and see something amazing, check out what we actually did for Aaron Kerman. Now, what I'd like to go into for actually functional demo within our websites is I'm actually going to talk about just setting up an ease of use. Oh, excuse me, guys. Sorry, my share features are in my way.
It can be hectic using Zoom.
Annotate. Hang on, I'm just going to minimize here a little bit. And everybody can still see my screen okay? That works still?
Yes, sir.
What we're going to get into here is actually just talking about what our actual system is. So I'm going to go ahead and just hop in to the back end of one of our systems and just load the front end of one of the websites as well. So this is the Vision website. Right now we have a beautiful featured video background, seeing a father coming and picking up the son as he actually comes into the house, really going ahead and enacting what we like to build, which is called a hyperlocal website. For lack of a better explanation, it's just the best informational resource in a geographic area. But what I'm going to go through really quick is building what we refer to as a hyperlocal community page. If you can't actually build one of these things, which we set up for you initially anyhow, it's very important to understand that the ease of use within the system is not meant to be overly complex. Now, we all also have been talking about mobile responsive design. So just very quickly, I think I can do an emulator here very quickly. Here we go. Everything perfectly mobile responsive every single time, every time you load. Aesthetically gorgeous. Doesn't matter what device, operating system, or browser you're actually using. Works perfect every time. There's no question about that. Now, what I'm going to get into is just hopping into the back end, and I'm going to actually show you how one of these little pages get laid out. Just so you know, this is the first thing that we are presenting to our users. If you are going to log in on a desktop, obviously we're trying to automate and organize all of your individual follow-up, whether it's new leads, messages that have been sent through the systems, listing inquiries, requested showings. So I guess we need some of those. Requested valuations. Once again, all these tools are already put in front of you, so you always know which tools you need to go into for your action plans. It's all pre-set up and keeps you organized. But what we are going to show is how to create a hyperlocal community page. So very simply, I'm just going to create something called a waterfront luxury page. What I'm going to do, pages, add new. Now it's literally 2 steps. I love typing on screen. Waterfront luxury. Copy, paste, paste. First step is done. Don't get me wrong, we're not getting into optimization at this point, but we can go ahead and view our first step of our page. Very simple, just a blank page, no content. We're going to change that right quick. So within the back end, second step, snippet, very quickly. All I have to do is go ahead and add an IDX snippet. I'll just go ahead and steal one that we've actually already created, which all I had to do is just dictate the community, copy it, go back to my page, and paste it on the page that I just created. Waterfront luxury homes. And keep in mind, this entire back end as well is fully, Control-Z, is fully mobile responsive. So at any time that I actually want to go ahead and do any of these edits, even when I'm out on my cellular phone, there's no problem in doing that. Everything is completely accessible from the back end of the website, whether you're on your mobile device or desktop. So anyhow, after we add a quick snippet, all I have to do is hit the refresh button, and it's going to automatically populate listings if I am doing a good job, which it doesn't seem, and I am rushing myself. Sorry, folks. 1 second. Waterfront luxury. Search waterfront. Save changes. Now, apart from just adding listings to the front of the page, we can very easily go ahead and add a beautiful video background if we want to the listing page. So I'm just going to do that as well very quickly, just so we kind of have a final product and I can speed up my process. I don't know exactly what time that bell says for my demo time. But within the back end, I'm going to come down, save my changes, return to my content manager, select my page, and paste in my video. Go, cover page, video, background, control. Oh, I love how I'm not working on my own computer. Here we go. Control, copy, Control V. Here we go. Save changes. And here we go. We can very simply build a waterfront luxury page with doing a few steps, which still doesn't seem to be loading on my screen. So I think I'm going to have a fail here for the demo portion of my actual demo here, but I'm going to have to leave it for there.
That's all right, Scott. It happens to the best of us. Everyone on this webinar, every panelist has had that happen before numerous times. So no problem. We're at the last demo here. Ryan with Sierra.
Yeah, how you doing? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and try to share my screen here.
Oh, Scott, you need to, I think you're still sharing there, Scott. If you could just stop sharing, then.
Here we go.
There we go. Now, Ryan, you should be able to share screen on the bottom.
Yep.
And while you're sharing, someone asked how come you didn't have Boomtown or Sync on the webinar. I'm sure that came up numerous other times throughout the webinar. These are the panelists that said yes. We reached out to all the vendors that we work with. Some people wanted to do it, some people did not, and so that's who you have on this webinar.
So do you guys have my screen now?
Yes, sir.
All right, awesome. So this is going to be the Sierra main dashboard. So this is kind of like your main touch point. You're going to come in here and you'll be able to see any property request or showing requests that may have come in. You're going to be able to see any pending emails, pending text, or pending calls. And you can also toggle between the manager view and the agent view. So if you just want to see your tasks and calls that are upcoming, you can switch over to that really easily. On the left-hand side, it's lead driven. So how many new leads did you get in the past week? How many returned to the site? How much activity have you had with these leads? So phone calls, emails, text messages. On the right side, you're going to see your tasks. So due today, overdue, and then you can break this down into different types. So if you want to see what emails you have upcoming for today, you can quickly switch over to the emails that are overdue or the emails due today. Moving kind of through the inbox in more detail, when you click into one of these tabs, you can get a detailed view of all the emails that you've received in a time period, and you can quickly reply to them. You can drop in templates that make sense. And obviously, if you want to bring in your BombBomb videos, you can. So just drop it down, click it, and it brings it right into the email that you're about to send out. Same thing kind of works for text messages. Right from the same dashboard, you can quickly run through any kind of communication that you have to. So emails, text messages, phone calls. A unique piece of our dialer, everything does get recorded. So if you ever want to go back and listen to a phone call, if you're running ISAs on your team, and you want to see what's the difference between top performers and the ones that aren't doing so great, you can always dive back into your call log and see what's going on back there. You can call directly from the platform. So if I click call via browser here, I've got my headset plugged in, I can call through a list of leads really, really quick. Something that I really want to show you guys today, this is something that we are releasing here shortly, is our lead routing functionality. So this makes it really simple for you to tell the system where things need to go. So you can break down lead criteria based on a various number of elements. So maybe it's Google ads that came through and registered on a page with a price that was under $500,000 during a certain day of the week at a certain time. You can simply tell the system where to send it. So agents, lenders, and then what to do with it. So if you want to bring in an action plan and automatically trigger that, you can do that. If you want to assign to a drip campaign, if you want to assign to an e-alert, if you want to assign to a market report, really simple to do. And also, obviously, you can bring in automated text messages and emails. So I know we only have a little bit of time here, so what I want to do is switch over to some of our front-end sites so you can get a look at some of the work that we do. This is a newer site of us, ArizonaRealEstate.com, and this is a big site. This is one of our premier sites. So this is a much deeper dive into the website development process at Sierra Interactive. A small segment of our clients do opt to go this route, and one of the main benefits is you're going to get a market-exclusive design, and it's going to work great. But beyond that, we take a really in-depth approach to how we create content for our clients. So this site represents the entire AR MLS market. I mean, we have 7,500 community sites on this page that we set up for this client during the setup process. And if we switch over to this site, this is our pro site. This is what I was talking about in the earlier phases of the webinar. These sites are really easy to get into. And these sites are great for people that are really focused on driving paid traffic and wanting to convert that traffic at a high level. They're quick to set up. We can have a site that's ready for you to review and push live within 7 business days. Even with these sites too, we are still going to take some time to make sure that we set it up and we customize it to meet your market and your needs. So 20 community pages. They're going to be set up for you during the setup process. But once you're in here and you're a client and your site's live, you have the ability to set up as many pages as you want. And as you continue to do that, these pages are going to continue to rank higher and higher and higher. So I know we don't have a lot of time, but that's a kind of a brief overview of what we got going on.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan. And thanks everybody for your live demos. Ryan, if you want to click off there, we still have 239 people that watched all the demos that are still on the webinar. And literally, Ethan, we have hundreds and hundreds of questions that came through. I know you guys have been on here a long time. I know some of you might have to leave very soon, but we figured maybe just do a couple minutes, Q&A. Rebecca, if you want to come on, I know you've been going through all the questions and reading all the questions. Is there anything that is applicable to everyone that you think it's an important question that we may have missed asking throughout the webinar? Or Ethan, if you've seen anything as you've been monitoring the chat there as well, just for the last couple minutes before we close this out.
Hey, there's Rebecca.
Hello. So I don't have a question for everyone, but one just came in for Sierra, and they were asking about the BombBomb integration and if you can record a live video from within their platform.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a really tight-knit integration with BombBomb. So from Sierra, you can pretty much manage your entire BombBomb account. You can bring in all your BombBomb videos. You can record new videos. And it works on mobile as well as it does on desktop. So if you're on the fly and you just pull up your Sierra and you manage all of your relationships through our platform, you can quickly record a video and send it out right away.
Cool.
Awesome. Any other questions that would be applicable to everyone, Rebecca or Ethan?
I think one last go-round from each of our panelists here today. And again, thank you so much, for making us a partner in your business to serve your customers. I'm just seeing a lot of comments, hey, I'd like to get a demo from this company or that company. If you want to just go once around, name again, company, and the best way for someone who's still with us to connect with you. You all have great folks working in the chat. I've seen tons of chat coming through from all of your team members that are in that channel. But I want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to follow up on anything that they heard and saw today that they're interested in. So maybe just a quick once around, best way to reach out to you and your team. Starting with Ryan.
Yeah, so you can always go to SierraInteractive.com and fill out one of the forms. We'll get back to you right away. You can also reach us on the intercom integration that we have for live chat. You can always reach out to me directly at Ryan@SierraInteractive.com, and we'll schedule a demo. We'll get it on the calendar. We can run through the entire platform for you.
Perfect. Scott, what's the best way for someone to connect with you all?
Oh, Scott, you're on mute. There you go.
Here we go. So probably the best way to reach out to us, we're going to send a link here where you can just automatically click this link and schedule a demo with one of our consultants. These are highly trained people that are going to be asking you very pertinent questions. So feel free to click that link. You can call us anytime, 877-753-9893. Phones work the same way up here in Canada as everywhere else. But feel free to engage with us. Absolutely. Give us a call. We're here about consulting with people before they make any sort of decision. So give us a call. We'll help you understand the process, get you a live demo, and really answer your questions and make sure the solution is going to work for you.
Awesome. Thank you. Gabe, what's the best way for folks to connect with you in Firepoint?
Awesome, guys. First of all, thanks for having us. We are glad to do this. It was an awesome event, so thank you very much. Firepoint.net, guys. If you go to firepoint.net, top right corner says schedule a demo. It pulls up every open spot so you can find what works best on your calendar. You just schedule it right there. They're all one-on-one live demos, so it's all about you and your business. And no contracts. I didn't mention that earlier. We have no contracts. We want to earn your business every month to month. So come check us out. We would love to make you part of the Firepoint family. So thanks.
Cool.
Awesome.
Matt.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for sticking around with us as well. If you want to learn more about Chime, go to chime.me, chime.me. Or you can email us at info@chime.me or matt@chime.me, and we'd be happy to schedule a demo. There's a button right there on the website, and we'll find the best time for you. Thanks again.
Perfect. Thank you, Matt. And Chris.
Sure, yeah.
If someone typed your name into the internet, would they be able to find you?
Not if they search Chris Smith. They're not going to find me. That is my real name. But we actually don't want to schedule a demo with everyone because we're not right for everyone. We're sold out in a lot of markets already, Tampa, Portland, Atlanta. So if you go to Curyator.com, the best thing to do would be to start by giving our team your zip codes so that we can see if there's availability. We don't want to waste your time or ours. Curyator.com, Curaytor.com. My team's standing by live on the chat. Our phone number's there. You can schedule a demo, but we really want to work with the right people. So start by making sure your zip code's open. Our team will then call and make sure you're the right fit and you can get the most out of our system. And then we can take it from there. We've got a nice special for people that attended the webinar today.
Cool.
Awesome, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We know it was a brave thing to do, and you guys were up for the challenge, so thank you so much. We appreciate all the content that you brought. Hopefully everyone on the webinar enjoyed it here today. We're going to record this thing. I'm sure that came through the chat numerous times. Yes, this webinar is recorded. Yes, we will be sending this webinar out to everyone that attended as well. You can share it with people in your office. You'll see it on the BombBomb blog. There's going to be a lot of other places where you can watch this content again, because we know that there was too much content in this webinar. We know that. So we like to break it down, and we'll have a play-by-play analysis on the blog. You'll get an email for that. So Ethan's writing play-by-play analysis right now. I know it. So thank you guys for joining us, and have a fantastic, what's today? Tuesday. Have a fantastic
Tuesday. Have a great rest of the week. Thanks, everyone.
Bye,
Awesome,
everybody.
guys. Thanks a lot again. Appreciate it.